Welcome back, Underlord. I must say, I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. The transference may have left you feeling a bit foggy in the head. Focus now. I'll try to ease you back into it. Fortunately, this does seem to get easier each time. This is your home realm, the source of your power, and the anchor that binds you to reality. Many years ago it was destroyed, and you were cast out into formless nothing. Fortunately, you've returned from your exile to once again challenge those who would stand between us and the mortal realm of Kairos. Your resurrection heralds the next phase of our assault upon its wretched empire, now led by the newly crowned Emperor Lucius. But he is least and final of our worries. It's his generals and the protection of their goddess Kira that will truly test our mettle. Ready yourself, Underlord. Let's begin our war for the Overworld. Welcome back, Underlord. It's been a long time since you were banished to the Ether. You've returned as a husk of your former self, but I've taught far denser Underlords than you. Let's start with the basics. This is your dungeon core, the tether that allows you to manifest your malignant will. If destroyed, your consciousness will once again be scattered to the void. Your workers are an extension of your dark will. They have many jobs, but their main focus is in carving out the halls of your dungeon. Put them to work by clicking and dragging your cursor upon the flashing tiles to tag them for excavation. Your workers will now rush forth to dig out and claim the tagged area. Once they have laid down the stones, marking the ground as your own, you will be able to build rooms upon the finished tiles. While your lackeys get to work, look to the east of your dungeon core.
Alright, and here my lackeys go to work. So, this game is called War for the Overworld.
This is a gateway, one of the many portals that you'll use to attract minions to your dungeon. Order your workers to dig a path to it now.
If you've ever played Dungeon Keeper, you'll recognize this game looks a lot like it. This essentially is Dungeon Keeper, just under a different name due to legal reasons. But as somebody who's played Dungeon Keeper before, this is truly authentic. If you like Dungeon Keeper, you're going to love this game. War for the Overworld is available on Steam. It's still in its early development mode though, but that's cool. There are a couple bugs here that do need to get fixed, but it's completely playable.
Now that you have a gateway, minions can enter into your service. But first, you'll need to build the rooms necessary to entice them in. Start by building a barracks. This room would allow your minions to hone their combat skills without the risk of permanent death or disfigurement. Select it and build it by clicking and dragging your hand across the claimed tiles. Most rooms must be built at least 3 by 3 in order to function properly, though the lair and vault are effective at any size.
So all the rooms in this game serve a purpose. Looking at this, you might think this looks like Warcraft or Starcraft, but in those games you have to build the buildings and tell them what individually to do. You have to micromanage, whereas in this game you macromanage.
A gnarling has entered your dungeon. A gnarling has entered your dungeon. Attracted by the barracks, these green-skinned scrappers aren't quite right in the head. and they'll happily hack at your foes until someone is dead. Outside of combat, Gnarlings will train themselves within your barracks. You can pick them up with a click if you find them slouching off, then deposit them anywhere within your dungeon with a right click. For further entertainment, you can always put yourself directly into their head by casting possession upon them. Now that you have some minions, you will need to cater for their basic needs. First, build a lair, so the pitiful little meat sacks can get some rest.
So one of the cool things about Dungeon Keeper is that you could take control over your guys, just like I'm doing now. And you can go up and you can do whatever they can normally do, such as attack the wall, breaking it down. No, it's supposed to be breaking it. Oh well. Let me actually just tell them to break it. But you can take control over them, you can fight using them directly. It's really, really cool. So yeah, in this game you macro manage, you set up rooms, and the characters all do things that they're supposed to do, and they behave autonomously, and you're just kind of shaping everything for them. You can individually tell them where to go. You can even take possession over them if you want that fine-grained control, but usually it's just a game of macro management. It's really, really cool. Okay, so now that I have some tiles, I can come over here and I can build a lair. The only problem is I have 300 gold.
You do not have enough gold.
I do not.
You do not have enough gold.
Unfortunately, this is one of the areas that still needs fixing. The tutorial does not know that you ran out of gold. You have to figure this out for yourself if you've never played a Dungeon Keeper game before. But there's some gold up here that you need to get to. This has 1,000 and this has 1,000. And once those workers take the gold and bring it back here to the dungeon core.
Well done. But see how your gold reserves have been depleted. Command your workers to mine some of the nearby gold by tagging the gleaming tiles.
Which we've already done.
They collect and return gold to your dungeon coffers, allowing you to spend it on whatever your dark heart desires. Your core can store up to 16,000 gold pieces. But if that number sounds pitifully small, or if wealth inspires the evil in you, simply build a vault to store more. Now that you've got a bit of coin in your pocket, you can build a slaughter pan. This room produces scores of micro-piglets, a delicacy that will sustain the weak flesh of your minions by filling their bellies with succulent pig flesh.
The only unfortunate thing is I still do not have enough gold to pull that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect those rooms together. Get a little bit of gold out of it that way. That's just earth. I'm looking at the map in the bottom corner. There we go. That's just my my tendency to keep things in some sort of a pattern.
You do not have enough gold to do that.
But down, how much does it take? It takes 1,800, okay. So, just one more gold thing being mined in return should do the trick. Yep, there we go, we have enough now. So you have to have a lair for your minions to sleep in. You have to have a way for them to get food to eat. It helps to have a place to train them, but the different buildings attract different units and serve other functions.
Your dungeon has been breached. Cast Rally upon these spectres, and your minions will immediately sally forth to wreak bloody havoc. Well done. Now finish off the rest of these manifestations with a second rally flag. Your gnarlings made short work of those spectres, but see how they still circle the flag. You can dismiss rally flags by slapping them with a right click. This should allow your minions to return to their jobs and tend their needs in a timely fashion.
So they'll take care of getting their own.
You can cast Recall upon a minion to immediately return them to your dungeon. Though if they are attacked as it channels, then the spell will fizzle into nothing.
But yeah, on their own, they'll worry about getting themselves fed and
You're on a
stuff.
roll, Underlord. And I've been waiting far too long to begin my war for the Overworld. Let us enter the realm of Kairos and continue your retraining against a more fitting enemy. Well done, Underlord. I see it all coming back quite quickly. I expected nothing less, but there's much still to learn. Why don't we work in a bit of murder while we're at it? It's time for you to enter the realm of Kairos.
Which we will do next episode. Ooh.
There were two of them. One blew me right into the other one.
I was hoping to find the magician whom I saw in the magic orb. And since the orb comes from Dead City here, I thought that...